I'll be honest and say that I did not really know much about Tatu City, and I was coming at it from a quite an informed perspective. But I had the privilege of going to visit the site recently with somebody who is knowledgeable about the developments in the site. And I'll have to say, I see the vision. Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel. Just Drew. I'm Drew, and today I'm going to take you on a journey with me that happened a few weeks ago to Tatu City. So, as I said, I had the privilege of being driven around Tatu City, and that's the footage that you'll see in the background of the majority of this video. And I was taken through the property by somebody who knows the property and knows the development of the property from, I would say, from inception until up till now, and understands the developments in the property and where they're going. Tatu City started, it was a farm. Basically, it was a coffee farm. And when you go there, you'll see coffee that is still growing. I don't know if it's harvested, but there's still coffee that has been growing there, and it's thousands of acres. It was a foreign-owned farm and has now been converted to a mixed-use property with both residential and commercial spaces available to rent and to own. Now, initially, when I thought about Tatu City, I thought of it as a development by Tatu City. So I thought that Tatu City owned all the developments. Don't ask me where I got that from, but that's how I saw it. Turns out I was wrong. Once you go to Tatu City, you'll realize that there are all kinds of developments for all kinds of people. I think there are people also who are developing properties on their own, because you have properties that are available to be bought and then you develop your home there. There are fully built apartments that are there, and they are available either to be purchased or for rent. And of course, the commercial spaces that I spoke on as well. And one thing I liked about Tatu City is they do have a fig tree. It's a mugumo tree, if I'm not wrong. If you're Kikuyu and you know the translation. But it's a mugumo tree. I think it translates to fig tree. That is still there. That's probably like thousands of years old. Don't take my word for it. But I did appreciate seeing that aspect of the property that they have maintained and has been protected. And of course, there is a large, vast part of the property that is still undeveloped. As I said, it's thousands of acres. But you have to realize sometimes, many times, when you have a grand vision, it doesn't come to pass immediately. And they're selling it. They're not developing it on their own. As I said, it's the developers who are coming and purchasing properties and developing them according to what they feel the market needs and according to what's allowed on the property. I'm sure they have their requirements for developers, and the same as one would if you want to have a controlled project, right? The developers who are on site, they're local developers, they're foreign developers. It's a mixed bag. And it honestly depends on what you're looking for and your budget and where you see yourself in life. As I said, I moved back to Nairobi, and living here, you can see the changes that have happened, and these, of course, development in Nairobi, but it comes at its price. And not to say that the homes in Tatu City are cheap. Not all of them are, things that you can just go and hop on and think you can just buy and speculate with. I think moving to Tatu City has to be a conscious decision. You have to think of all aspects. You have to think about your daily commute there, your drive there, and what it would entail if your life is based primarily in Nairobi. Because if your life is based primarily in Nairobi City, it will be quite the drive if you're going into the center of town, because you have to go through Thika Road and all that traffic and the like. There are alternative routes, of course, to Tatu City. However, if you build your life around the city, you will not need to worry about that, because coming to Nairobi is not would not be a requirement for your life. There are schools there that are already up and running, and you can see that there's students there, and it's a vibrant life that is being built. It's been built slowly, and with time, I can tell you that it will develop into something we probably didn't understand if you are not thinking about Tatu City now as somewhere to reside in. But it's a project that one can truly appreciate, because Nairobi as it is now is extremely cramped, and there are no green spaces available. There's Uhuru Park, which has a lot of, it's not as open as it was before. Before in Uhuru Park, you could just come in and just hang out. But now you're required to come with IDs and the like. Not to say that one just can't just carry their ID, but my point is that when you have spaces that are further out of town, there's more space to work with. And so you can have properties with their compounds and their facilities within the development as the developer saw it to be. And also new things have been developed that I quite like. I went through a house that is still under development. It's a pretty modern house, but I enjoyed seeing the possibilities of what could happen in such a space. And not to say these homes are cheap, but if you're in Nairobi, they would be probably twice the cost because of the cost of land and all these other requirements that are required to be in place for you to live a life or develop a property in Nairobi. So I did like the trip there. I enjoyed seeing the coffee. I really appreciated the fig tree that was still there, and I was really glad that they chose to keep it, because if I'm not wrong, it was part of the deal for this development to come into place. They said that they agreed with the elders, I think, in the area, that the fig tree had to be maintained because it is a sacred tree. And I like that aspect, the cultural aspect of that. So Tatu has something for everybody. I think if you're looking for a property to buy close to Nairobi, because not everybody can see the vision of Nairobi. If Nairobi has a vision, I'm not sure. We'll see what the county government has to say about that. But either way, if you would like to have a drive around Tatu City, or would like to check the property out with a knowledgeable agent who knows all the developments and all the status of the developments and can guide you through regarding that, feel free to contact me and I'll put you in touch with them. Until next time, bye.